What's up, everybody? It's Rathi with Rathi Reads Numbers, and today is December the 9th, 2020. And so I had to think about that for a moment. And this is the numerology of Country Wayne that we're about to do. About to do our Wayne thing right now. And so, of course, for that reason, I had to go ahead and I'm a Cowboys fan. It's part of the reason I watch Country Wayne. So yeah, I even got my little Zeke autograph thing for your birthday, Wayne. It's mine. I'm keeping it. You can't have it, but we're gonna bring it out just to celebrate, okay? Because I know you'd be repping our boy. So anyways, yeah, I wanted to do the numerology of Country Wayne. I am a little bit of a fan. I follow him on Instagram and Facebook, and my girl Bobby actually works with him too, so I get to see some of her like behind the scenes videos, which is cool. So happy birthday, and let's go ahead and get into it. So I did two readings, as I usually do, especially with those having like a stage name, or celebrities that have maybe a different name from their government name. Okay, so I did his regular name, and then I did it with Country Wayne in there as well. Okay, it's pretty interesting what came out. All right. So one of the first things that hit me when I did his birthday calculations immediately for his life path and his birthday was the God numbers involved. So he's a life path 1 and he's a birthday 9. Well, what does this mean? Our life path number is our most weightiest number in our chart. Out of the 5 numbers, it's the heaviest one. It's our destination energy, the reason that we were put on this earth, okay? And then our birthday energy supports that life path energy, but is more of our everyday energy, the parts of us that never change from birth until death, okay? So excuse the bulldog in the background. For this reason, it's pretty interesting because his life path number is 1, which is the alpha, the initiator, a leader. It's one of the leadership numbers. It is a God number. It's the innovator, the one and only. So a very unique personality, a very unique, like one in a million, once in a lifetime person. Unlike anybody else out there, that is the one. Okay. So this is our eventual energy for Country Wayne, all right? Now, his everyday energy, however, is the other big God number, which is 9, the Omega, the beginning and the end. Now, being that this is his daily energy, what this tells me about him, it actually gives me a little bit more insight into like the daily Country Wayne as to kind of how he is. This is, okay, so the 9 is what I like to call, it is the Omega and it is a God number, but it's what I like to call the shapeshifter. Now, what do I mean by that? I know that we're dealing with Jesus-believing people. I love me some Jesus too, so I'm not meaning this in a negative connotation in any way. This is actually like just based on the energy of it, okay? So it's a shapeshifter because the 9 is comprised of every other number in numerology, right? 1 through 9. And so as such, it's able to transmute its energy into every other number's energy and vice versa. This means that people come to the 9. I often also, oftentimes call the 9 the for the people number, okay? So Chadwick Boseman was high 9. He was a life path 9. And I think also a heart's desire 9. He was a healer. He was actually a healer. So the 9 is a for the people number, right? So I can tell that in his everyday walk, in his everyday, and everything that he does it with the understanding that this is for the people. Now, who's the people? AKA his family, AKA the culture, AKA just humanity. Like, he's doing it for the people. But what is he doing? Well, he is obviously working on a tremendous career of his, right? And he does it very, very well. He's really kind of made his own niche and is a very unique influencer among many influencers, right? But it is for the people. So this is for a greater good. He does love being able to express his creative nature and his funny nature about him, but there's a bigger plan for this. There's a bigger purpose, and I do know and feel energetically that it does go into spirituality. We know that he's got that, Jesus chain. What is it? Jesus is popping, I think is his chain. Like, he definitely has a spiritual side to him. Now, what I find interesting towards the bottom of his first chart versus his second chart, and we'll get into that in just a moment, and we're at 333 right now. All right. Okay. So for the people, everyday 9. But what this also is the 9 is the ending of cycles, or I guess that would be like that, right? The ending of cycles to prepare for a new. So he's a closer. He's also an opener. He's also an initiator with that 1. So the best of both worlds. We're good at starting, but we're also good at ending it, right? All right. And this also, most nines are, they a lot of times tend to be kind of impatient with things, even with themselves. They're like, let's get it done. Let's wrap it up. Let's get it done. Okay, let's get it done. For a continuing project to hang over a 9's head is really bothersome for them. They like to complete things. So Wayne probably is one of those, like, okay, let's get it done. Let's get it done. Like, wrap it up. Okay, get to the point. That sort of personality, or always a preference to expedite things or to get it done and to get to the point, right? Kind of probably what he would be doing right now if he saw this. So anyways, sometimes you channel the energy just in different ways. All right. So, okay. So moving on to his expression number. All right. So here's where it's going to change for the 2 readings. Both readings are going to have the 1 and the 9 as the life path and the birth date, because those numbers are derived from his actual date of birth. He can't change that. Nothing's going to change that no matter what. Whereas his name, Wayne Colley, his government name, definitely had some influence by adding the name Country Wayne. Now, regardless of if he has done this legally or not, he's known as Country Wayne. Way more than he's known as Wayne Colley. So if anything, it's his second chart that's going to carry majority of the influence and of the energy of the 2 charts, right? But we got to always start out with the beginning, because that's going to answer a lot of things from what happened before, and oftentimes gives me insight into things that have happened before that I have no way of knowing. So that's kind of fun when that happens. I really am about to go have a conversation with my Frenchie. Bunny Marie! Excuse me. Bunny, let's go. Come here. Come here. You made all that ruckus. Want to say hi? Come here. Come here. You want to say hi? Come here, Marita. Come here. We say hi. Come here. Oh, you're going to get me all hairy too, watch. This is the thing that was making all that ruckus. She doesn't have her Cowboys cheerleader outfit on. Okay, I need you to go lay down, and there's glass right there. You're going to cut yourself, Marie. Oh my God, we're in a video. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's get back to it, shall we? I apologize for that small bulldog break. All right, so let's go to the expression number. The expression number in the Wayne Colley reading is 5. So what is our expression number? Our expression number is how we do things. How and why we do things based upon our, of course, our numbers in our chart, our environmental factors, experiences, influences, so on and so forth. So this makes sense in the fact that the 5 is nothing but energy, joy. I see it as yellow, bright, vibrant yellow, orange in color. It is sunshine, okay? So it's joy, it's movement, it's change, it's travel. So as we go sequentially from one number to the next in numerology, 1 through 9, we have 1. You're going to see that it opposes, the number next to it opposes that energy. So 1 is the dominant male energy. 2 is the mothering, nurturing, loving energy. 3 is the creative child. 4 is the home. 5 is travel and change. 6, we go back to home, love of home and family. All right. 7 is the number of the divine, but it's also a leadership number, and it's strategy, and it's protection, and it's secrets. 8 is the most powerful number in numerology. All right. It's money, power, karma, influence, the magician, the influencer, the manifester. All right. And 9 is the wrapping up of things. All right. To prepare for the new cycle. Then you go on to your masters, 11, 22, and 33, which are only repeating one of the other 9 digits. All right. 11 is your master intuitive. 22 is your master builder. And then 33 is your master teacher. Okay. So a little bit about how sequentially those number energies move. Now, with this 5 as his expression, what this tells me, okay, so the 5 is the life of the party, right? So 5, I'm an expression 5, actually, which is pretty interesting. So 5s are the life of the party. We're hella fun. We love to have fun. But guess what? We're going to be disappointing some people that night on the block party because we've told every single one of the houses on the block that we're going to make it to their party, right? Right? We might, if we're lucky, get to like house 2, house 3 before it's just become an epic night and you don't know where you're at anymore, okay? And not that we want to let anybody down, but the 5s can be seen as flighty sometimes because they will overcommit themselves. Wanting to do the best, wanting to do the right thing, wanting to make people happy and spread that sunshine and that joy and that energy and movement, right? They want to bring the fun to the party. They want to bring the life of the party to the party. And they want to bring that life of the party to every single party. Unfortunately, there's only so much time in a day or night. And of course, once the life of the party is there, the life of the party is going to have a very hard time leaving. So, like, he's probably perfected, what are they called? Like Irish exits, I think is what it's called. I don't know. I'm not a huge part. My friend talks about it all the time. But basically, where like you're just there 1 minute and the next you're gone and nobody knows where you went and you just dipped. You left, like low-key left the party. So he's probably has gotten really, really good at doing that. And learned how to like find his way out of the party because, you know, he's got some other parties to go to, right? He's going to try to get better with that. All right. So definitely super funny. I'm going back to a video that Bobby just posted recently. I guess she was at Wayne's house or something. It was the Body Oddie challenge for Megan Thee Stallion. And y'all just some fools. That's all I'm going to say. Bobby, you know I love you, but you're just a fool. Like, y'all crazy. Anyways, y'all a hot mess. All right. So let's go to our personality number. Sorry, that just came into my mind. It cracked me up for a moment. All right, so our personality number. So if our expression is how we do things, then our personality number is how we're seen. I swear if you bark, we're going to fight. So our personality number is how we're seen by the world. I apologize. I really, really do. But it's probably pretty entertaining. Okay, so you have a personality number of 6. All right, well, what is the 6? We talked about that before. The love of home and family and everything sacred, right? So holidays, family traditions, birthdays, doing things special like that. So this is the way that people see Wayne. They see him, at least before he became Country Wayne, who we know him to be today, like, because it goes from the personality of 6 to the personality of 22 on his Country Wayne chart. And I guess if I'm going to do that, let me just go ahead and do it with the expression too, right? Sorry to be so ADD everywhere. My bulldog distracted me. Okay. So for the expression number, we went from 5 to 3 in the country Wayne chart, okay? What is the 3? That's the creative child. So we've gone from expressing ourselves as like that fun, life of the party personality to the 3, which is the creative child. So now we are expressing ourselves and doing everything based upon our creativity, right? That's how we emote. That's how we express ourselves, is through our creativity now. That's how we're going to do things, how and why we're going to do things. And that makes sense because moving into that country Wayne role, he's had to be extremely creative with, everything that he's done to build his career thus far. All right, so definitely makes sense. He utilized that energy of the 5, okay, that power, that brightness, that vibrance, and that fun and movement, and he moved that into a 3, which is a creative thing. That's a really good move. So the personality number of 6, of being that one that, probably like baby boy of the family, like everybody loves Wayne, you know what I mean, in his family. And family is very important to him, right? And he's moved that, however, from, which is really, really interesting because you probably can't even tell. He's moved that from a 6 to a 22, to the master builder. So now he's seen by us as that master builder. He's building this empire, right? He's building this country Wayne empire, little kingdom that he's got going, his own little niche, his own little way of comedy, his own way of marketing himself. Pretty brilliant strategy considering the fact that there's multiple people I can compare him to, even though he's very different from them. But, we can talk about comedians. We can talk about sports commentators, Scooter Magruder, which is another one on my YouTube that I've done a chart for. So he's bringing in sports. He's bringing in his own comedic talent and all of that. And the fact that it's, I think it's very much, I know he's always been a Cowboys fan, but I guess it's just the right team to love, right? It's just the right team to be a fan of. No matter what, even if we're trash this year, DC Pharrell, I don't give a shit. Excuse my French. I know we're Christians in here, but sometimes I cuss, especially when it's about my Cowboys. And don't even talk to me about that because I will punch you in your throat. That's daddy. Anyways, all right. So here's what's really, really cool though. So as we go from this master builder, the 22. Okay, now going back to the 6, remember the 6 is love and family, right, and home. So there's that nurturing, loving element to the 6. And now it's changing to the 22. Well, the 22 is the master builder. You would think, okay, well, that's just nothing but building. But it's made of 2 2s. And we're not deducing it because it's a master, right? So we're duplicating the energy of the 2. The 2 is the nurturing, mothering, loving energy, like we talked about before. So we're bringing in even kind of more love with this, right? And I would venture to say this happens with a lot of 22s and a lot of 11s and 2s, is that we may like to cook. Country Wayne may like to cook. I'm not saying he does, but he may. And then go into the heart's desire number. It's actually the same number for both of his charts, which is really, really cool considering the fact that he wants the same thing. He wants the same thing, right? The other parts were needed. The other 2 numbers were needed to change to kind of have that advancement and become more of that country Wayne energy and persona that he is and success that he is in his career, right? So those 2 other numbers, the 5, 6, and the 322, make sense in their exchange of that. Whereas his heart's desire number staying the same, it's staying the 8. Well, what is the 8? And I've done videos on this. Like anybody who knows me, who's watched my stuff, if you pee, we're going to fight, knows how serious I get when I talk about the 8, right? So the 8 is the most powerful number in all of numerology. Power, money, karma, risk, It is the influencer, the manifester, the magician. So he wants to, his heart's desire is to be that influencer, right? Is to be that successful, very successful. Again, we're talking about an empire. There's big plans here, which is interesting because I'm not seeing 7. 7 is usually strategy and plans, and I'm very much feeling a 7 energy with this. And no 7 in either chart. But we still have tremendous power here. And then you know, our ultimate desire, having that 8, you know, we want to be not only a success, but a mega success. Like, that's what he wants. And it's going back to, you know, his everyday energy of like that being for the people. It's not just he wants to be a big mega success just so, you know, it's not an ego thing, even though who doesn't like to be successful and recognized as such? This is for the people, though. That's his everyday energy of what he wants. Like, every day he does it for the people. So, and again, I'll mention this again because it's coming to me again. This is towards spirituality when it's for the people. So his ministry, I even want to call it a ministry, even though we're talking about cowboys, even though we're talking about, you know, cougar baby mamas and getting pregnant, like, even though we're talking about some inappropriate stuff, maybe sometimes funny, it's all good, whatever, not judging anybody. I love it. Like, I'm a fan, right? But even with that, this is all about, you notice he keeps it clean. We don't have cussing like that. We don't have like N-words or anything like that. He keeps it very family friendly. So to me, and especially with that 1 and that 9, and then having the 8 is definitely a divinely connected number as well, right? Because the 8s are the ones that, you know, they're the karma carriers, so they carry heavy burdens. 8 is a hard number to have in your chart, especially for a high number. It is power, it is money, but it's also karma, it's risk, but it's resilience. What happens if you drop an 8? If you were to drop an 8, those 2 balls, it would bounce, right? Higher than any other number would. So the 8 is the ultimate phoenix. It can, you know, it will be the first to build itself up big and successful, and then it will dive headfirst into the ground and burn into ashes. And then it'll rise and grow itself bigger and better than before and quicker than before. And it'll do that multiple times, over and over again. And the rest of us are looking at them like, how in the hell did you do that? I can barely, like, and I'm not even going through the drama that you came from. Like, they don't get it. They don't understand where it comes from. And that's a part of the 8's power, right? It's a very powerful number. But the 8 brings, there's always that double-edged sword to it. So you have to deal with 8, manage your risks with 8s, okay? I love seeing a 3 expression because that's the biggest protection number, 4 and 8. Wraps around. If you look at, you know, the 8, the 3 is going to just like cuff it. So you've got that wise, young, creative child, young wisdom, like somebody who's been on this planet before, even though they're a child. They're an old soul type thing, and they're protecting that 8, cuffing around it. Uncle 8. Uncle 8 is drunk uncle. You know, Eddie Murphy be talking about his uncle and Aunt Bunny and Delirious. Uncle 8. That's an 8. That can be an 8, right? That's the bad side of the 8. 8s are a lot of times prone to addictions and risky behavior because 8 is risk. It can win bigger than anybody. if it's taking wise risks. And I think that just, honestly, I saw a video a couple months back with Wayne and his father. And Wayne was he was very honest about it and upfront. And the fact that I guess that, back in the day, they were not involved in such good stuff. They've definitely turned their life around, you know? And that shows, and as a numerologist and looking at the numbers here, we just went from, oh my God, okay. So we just went from having a 5 expression to having a 3 expression. Now, I know that if this is the first time you're seeing one of my videos, you don't know this, but in almost every single one of my videos, I talk about the 8 and the 5 versus the 3 and the 8. Okay? 8 and the 5 are best friends. They are joy. Those are the 2 most free. Remember, 5 is travel, change, joy, life of the party. 8 is risk, power, money, influence, or magician. So there you've got that dynamic energy. They're best friends. They love each other. They're going out that night. It's going to be an epic night. But guess what? They're going to jail every single time. Guaranteed. The 5 and the 8 are toxic together. So with our natural name, Wayne Colley, it's 5 expression and heart's desire 8. 2 of our highest numbers are the worst numbers to have there. And then he switched that over when he went to Country Wayne. He switched that over to the 3 and the 8, that 3 protective cuffing 8. The 3 is going to go out with Uncle 8 that night, and he loves his uncle, but he's a wise young man at this point, right? Grown up from that creative child. And he's going to make sure that his uncle gets home without killing anybody or without going to jail. That's that 3. So there's been God coverage coming in within the career, the start of the career of Country Wayne, coming from what it used to be. And he understands that how much of this is God. And he gives glory so much just in who he is and how he's doing things that it's, I'm literally getting goosebumps right now. So I'm going to say this just because I feel it energetically. Like there was a prayer where he said, whoa, wow. Okay. That doesn't happen often. There was a prayer where he said to God, I'll give you all the glory. You got to fix everything. And I'll give you my life. Give me, help me become this. Help me take care of my family. And I'll give you my life, and I'll give you my influence, and I'll give you who I am to fulfill your purpose for me in life. Wow. Who's cutting onions for the love? Has Country Wayne ever made anybody else cry before? Whoa. Wow. That was intense. I literally had to put my my labradorite down. That happened. Wow. Wow. God is powerful. He's so powerful, and he's so amazing. And he loves to use the most improbable and impossible of lives and people and circumstances to be glorified. He does not notice all the big heroes in the Bible, Notice who they were. They were the most unlikely of people for God, the creator of everything, to choose to do his work. The most unlikely. King David, tiny man, slew giants, became a king, was a man after God's own heart, and yet he was an adulterous murderer. King Saul, what's her name, Rahab, harlot. Mary Magdalene, there's so many, and even throughout history, even outside of theology and religion and the Bible, there's so many lives that God has used to bring about his purpose and his will. And I think that Country Wayne's life is a great testament to that. And I think that that's what that was all about in me. And it was just very powerful and overwhelming. And of course, as embarrassing and insecure sometimes as being open like that emotionally makes me feel, I do this literally because of my passion for teaching people how the numbers work and how they impact us and what that means. And as an empath, I do have an ability sometimes to tap in. And I feel that it's my obligation, being given these gifts, to be as transparent and as open and honest as possible. And that includes allowing you in to my heart and to my emotions, which isn't, it's not always the easiest thing to do for anybody. But I give you me. So with that being said, forgive the little emotional moment there. It was quite intense, but that was a very, very sobering moment for me. We just went from an energy of happy love and influence and all of that, and God just brought it back to him big time with that. And it just put me in awe. To feel and sense and understand what he's doing in Country Wayne's life and how Country Wayne is allowing God to use him. It hasn't been easy. So hats off to you, buddy. I wish you an amazing birthday and many, many more. Thank you for the laughs. Thank you for letting God use you. I mean, he's using you amazingly well. So God bless you. Continue to do you, and major mega successes continue to come to you, okay? All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. What a read, right? As always, if you have any questions, make sure to hit me up, Rothy Reads Numbers, on Instagram, Facebook, and of course here on YouTube. If you haven't already, subscribe and click the little bell button for notifications so you know when I drop a video. And also, I will be doing some free readings coming up, so keep an eye out for that. And I'm going to be placing a link down below for anybody who wants to have a chart reading sent to them, actually by one of the trusted numerology sources that I have directly. So, all right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.